We keep everything, I'm going to need to just keep an eye on the clock because they've got me scheduled tight. Is everybody pretty much, who here is from like outside the Chicago area? All right, wow, awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And I always appreciate the appreciation that I come into town, and I always enjoy the photos of me standing on a chair, which only accentuates the problem. But, you know, for anybody for those of us that were in Vegas, it was a pretty special weekend. It feels like it was a month ago, but it was a really special weekend. And, you know, you plan these things for, literally, we're already planning next year's summit, and I do have to say, it's going to be spectacular. There's some pretty outrageous, like you learn every time, right? So some of the things that we learn, there's going to be some pretty outrageous things that happen next year. If you're not already registered for it, I think there's a special that goes through, I think it's this week is the 7th? Okay, so get registered, take advantage of that, because for anybody who saw what went down this year, and it's just going to be even more special next year. And also it's the kind of the place that the whole thing comes together. I guess they call it coalesce. And what's amazing about it is, again, we make all these plans all year long, and think about, you know, what would be good for the coach, because we don't make money on Summit. We go to Summit, really, we make a big investment. It's probably 50-50 in terms of the ticket sales and the clothing sales and stuff, and then we make up the balance at corporate. But it's really a sales meeting or a training meeting. If this were a franchise network, that would be the meeting that we would be investing in corporate, so that your restaurant or your dry cleaner would do as good as possible by standardizing the way we all do things. But one thing that we've learned over the years, and I think it's the reason that multi-level marketing or network marketing gets such a bad rap, because it's very easy to pick apart this concept of network marketing, and even some of you, if it doesn't go well for you, you might have the tendency to want to be like, you know, nobody makes money in those things, or you know, Christina comes up here and talks about you know, 6 figures. Well, not that many people make 6 figures, and you know, I was talking to Lindsay. You know, some people make 7 figures. You know, there's a big range, and you know, when we get to Summit and Super Saturdays, our hope, like, you have no idea how badly corporate wants you to make those 6 figures, but if you do the math on what it takes to generate a 6-figure income, or maybe that's not what you care about, you just want to make a couple grand a month or something just to offset your other income. You have to just do the math, and you can see what it will take. It's not some sort of magic money tree that stuff starts to happen. That truly is a pyramid, or, you know, one of those things. My mom used to get these letters when I was a kid. My mom would get these letters, and they'd have like a penny or a nickel taped to the letter, and be like, send me back a dime, and get 10 of your friends to send me back a dime, and then you get all these friends to send back a dime, and I'm going to be rich, and you might be rich too, because here's how the math works. It was like this, a Ponzi scheme, I guess they call that, or a chain letter. I don't know what it was called, but anyway, like, she would get these things. She'd be like, Carl, you got a dime? I'm like, Mom. But the point is, that's an empty exchange. Team Beachbody and in general network marketing is not an empty exchange if you're delivering value for what you're providing to people. In our case, we're providing health and fitness. We're providing coaching. But not all coaches are created equal, right? I mean, anybody in here play sports? Well, some of you played sports. Everybody in here had a teacher, okay? Not all teachers are created equal. I mean, you can remember that one teacher that like picked you up and was just an outrageous teacher, right? And you were like, oh my God, that one person out of the 12 teachers, or you know, well, I guess it's more teachers once you get to high school, but like whether it's college or high school or grade school, it's like that one teacher that did something special and spectacular for you. Hi, Melanie. That is like, wow, man, if not for that person recognizing something in me, my life would not be the same. If not for the way that person taught, or, you know, and maybe it wasn't even perhaps a nice teacher. It was the one teacher that kicked your butt and got you in gear and said, I'm not going to accept you being lazy and whatever. It's like that one teacher. Well, it's the same thing here. We're all coaches. Not all of you coaches are the same. You all have different backgrounds. You all have different trainings. You all have different parents, and all that stuff contributes to who you are. And now, all that contributes to helping define who you are. Now you are the one that decides whether all the hurdles, all the challenges, all the bad stuff, and for some people some of it's really bad stuff, you decide whether you turn that into, as they say, lemons into lemonade, or you turn a hard life into an outstanding life by doing something with it, by turning it around, or you're a victim and you're in pain and you're sad and you're depressed, and that's the choice that you make. Now, I'm not getting into a clinical situation here, but I'm saying the point is, when it comes to success, not everyone wants success. I don't know anybody who doesn't want success. Not everyone will succeed. What kind of motivational speech is this? But everyone can succeed. You get that? It's up to you, man. Like, again, network marketing, I was reading an article in Business Week, and they were picking on Primerica, which is a big insurance company that had their huge, their summit, and they were picking on the fact that they were promoting making a six-figure income, blah, 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 and how hopeful the people were, and this business magazine was like, yeah, but not that many people really do it, and it's just they're selling a box of hope, and it's like, no, you're missing the point. The point here is there's an opportunity that's put forward for people, an opportunity to get healthy and fit and help people get healthy and fit and get paid for it. Big opportunity. Big opportunity. The company's job, the industry's job of network marketing is to do it in a way that's legal and provides everybody equal opportunity. Now, it's up to you opportunists to do something with it. Okay? So when you're watching the Super Saturday video and you leave here today, and if you were at Summit and you see this big dream big thing, all this stuff is like slogans, and all that is information. What it really comes down to, all this stuff, and I love that you come out to this event, and I love how supportive all the teams are together, but what it comes down to when you leave here is going to be the action that you take, and that is it. It's going to be whether if you're deciding to be a great teacher or a great coach and move your team along and really help people stay accountable to their health goals, to their dream big goals. It's going to come down to, do you do the work? And man, it's hard to do work. I'm telling you, because you know it, and I know it, but nobody says it really, but it is just hard. But if you wake up every day and you go, I know it's going to be hard, but I want it anyway. I know it's going to be hard to push play at 6 a.m., but now it's just going to take 25 minutes. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there's a little product that we launched that is breaking all of our first week sales records of products. It's outrageous. You're familiar with a little thing called Insanity, #1 infomercial on TV the last 2 years in a row. And I was doing a little bit of a round of Insanity, putting that DVD in 5:30 in the morning, and then you look down at that little countdown clock and it's like, 55 minutes. Why didn't I start a chocolate company? I could have done anything. Fitness, stupid. But so I look at that little countdown clock and I'm doing a couple rounds, and then one morning I'm like, I just don't have it, so I put in Fast and Furious, and that was like, I think it was around 25, it was actually around 20 minutes. I was like, that's awesome. Like, you look at that and I'm like, I can do this, but to get a good workout for me, to feel like I really did a workout, I have to feel like I'm gonna lose a limb or something. So like something I really need to feel like, otherwise I won't feel fulfilled by it. So I'm like, 20 minutes, I'm gonna have to throw everything at this thing. So I did that, and then I got to the office and I talked to the product development team. I called Sean, I'm like, I think that that Insanity, as great as it is, and our other programs, we need to shrink this down, because then people won't dog it that first 10 minutes. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm like, well, you know, I got a whole hour. I'm gonna take it up a notch when I see 30 minutes. So, you know, so it's like, all right, now we're gonna expect something. And that was the birth of T25. And when we started to look at the science behind it, there were studies supporting that the first 25, 30 minutes are actually the most effective for weight loss and training. And Sean created a section where you would go chest, back, shoulders, biceps, triceps, glutes, legs, and core. Like, do it in a section so that, like, you exhaust one section, move on to the next and the next and the next, so you're never taking it easy, right? So you're getting your full 25 minutes worth. And the results that we got we do it in 25-day phases, 5 days a week, and in the 2 phases, alpha and beta phase, the results that we got in basically that 2 months were as good as Insanity, like crazy, 25 minutes. So that product, as you can imagine, is just going crazy. And we haven't even opened it up to the Beachbody.com side of the database. It's exclusively available to Team Beachbody through coaches and the website right now. Yeah. So, you know, take advantage of that. But the question is, are you going to take advantage of it, or are you going to wait? Are you going to wait for the infomercial to come out in August? Are you going to wait for it to be a famous brand? Or are you going to walk around, are you going to post to people and say, hey, you've seen that Insanity, it's really famous. How would you like to get those kind of results in 25 minutes? I thought you would. Here's where you go. Like, it's really cool. But you have to do the work. Do you understand what I'm saying? The company can put the stuff out there and make it appealing, and like we got stuff coming out over the next 12 months can blow your mind, just as exciting as T25, but you're the one that has to use the 3 vital behaviors to get there. And there's another little thing that you'll learn about today, but we finally cracked the code, and we got a little thing called Vanilla Shakeology. Right? So the question is, are you going to take advantage? Are you going to buy samples so that people can taste it? Have you tasted it yet? You know, we talk about the 3 vital behaviors. And I tell this story a lot, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself.